decals turned out pretty well. Except on the big ones here, the big squares, there are some bubbles. I'm not sure how well they'll appear because they are white. You can definitely see some in here in that little area. Get on camera. I'm actually kind of impressed here. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of amazed how close this thing's getting. Anyways, I did just put the engine on just as a test fit. Not great. Looks so nice. Quite happy with that. So what we're going to do here, if you do run into situations like this where they bubble, what you want to do is you're going to get yourself a needle. And you want to just poke some holes in the bubble. I like to do more than is necessary. And what this is going to do, it's going to allow the air to escape out of the decal. And so we want to pay attention to where they are. And I don't think there's any on the bottom. There's a couple on the bottom. They look like little blisters there. Alright, so I'm going to do it again. Anyways, they're little. They're there, trust me. Just going to stab them. Get rid of all those. I'm going to use some Walther Solvaset. It's the strongest stuff that you can buy on the market. Or as far as I know, it's like one of these top strongest decal solvents. Apparently a lot of modelers don't like to use it. I do. I need to buy a new one. It was just introduced back into Canada, so I should go online and get myself another one pretty quick here, because I doubt I'm going to go back into the store that I bought it from. And I'm going to be very, very careful with where I put it, because I don't want to splatter it all over the whole decal. Because then I run the risk of having to go back and having to redo the entire thing. It might reactivate something, and that would be very, very, very unfortunate, and I don't want that to have happen. So I'm going to put that down there, and what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to leave it alone. I'm going to be sitting here working on some other stuff, and in about half an hour I'll come over to it, and I'm just going to gently, I can use a cotton swab and just press down on the decals where it's bubbling. Press down on it, get it all out, and I think that'll be more than enough to get it where I want them at again. Other than that, they all look really, really good. The side stripes, they're going to be a bit of work in a couple days when I get everything glossed over. Like I said before, I'm going to do several layers of gloss on this, and I'm going to let it dry thoroughly for a couple days. Really, really, really let it dry. Oh, and I want to show this. This is so cool. I can't believe. You remember I said I didn't think that the Tamiya was working that well? Haha, I was very, very wrong. Look at the seam line in there. The little braided area that they made in there. Conformed perfectly. Looks absolutely great. So, like I said, I'm going to go leave this, and I'll be back to polish that off in a little bit. Alright guys, let's do the rigging here. I haven't airbrushed the stripes yet, and I'll probably do that later today. But for right now, we're going to start doing the lines. We're going to do all that nice rigging stuff. Let's get into it here. So if you're like me, I just needed to get some super glue out here. If you're like me, rigging is quite terrifying. Why? Because you got big fingers and it's a small model, and I'm very, very prone to breaking them. And I was at a model show, first model show I ever went to a couple years ago, and this guy showed me this stuff called Easy Line. And what it is it's, I can't even really show it right there, but it stretches. It stretches. So look at all this rigging I was able to do last night. Look at all that. I'm quite happy with it, actually. Managed to get it in between the wheels there. And I'm going to show you something. So if you have big fingers, clumsy fingers like me, watch this. It's so stretchy, and what's amazing is I don't feel any tension at all. It just feels like, yeah, it's just going down. And then it just retains its shape again. I love this stuff, and it's making me much more happy to do World War I earlier aircraft with the rigging on it. I got my pin vise loaded up here. I'm not going to show you how to do this because I didn't quite follow the instructions. I kind of made some stuff up because it's so small, it's so fussy, it's hard to pinpoint exactly where it's going to go. But I want to show you guys this. In particular, I want to show you on the on the decal. I've just got a small drill bit. Don't ask me what size it is because I don't know. And I know that's not going to stop some people. What you want to do is you want to drill in to the decal. And then what you want to do is you want to drill it on the other side as well. Okay? This way you don't push through and puncture the decal on the other side, which would not be a very fortunate little incident. Because then we run the risk of easily breaking the decal, and yeah, then we're going to have to do a lot more work. So there we have, I have 2 holes. Here, 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 so 4. 2 on each wing. I'm not going to do the, excuse me, I'm not going to do the tail, I think. They're very, very small, and it would just be incredibly, incredibly fussy for me to do it. So I'm not going to do the tail stuff. They're so small, and it's, ugh, I don't want to be bothered with it, to be honest. So let's just show this stuff in action here. Cutting this stuff is something unique. You have to really go deep with it. Alright, and I need this. So let's start with the bottom here. Just checking our instructions. Yeah, they go up to the top, and from the, oh, whoops. They go up to the top here. And then they go to the bottom to the front. No, sorry, to the back. Yeah, because I'm doing the back ones. Like this. These are just red pen marks I made, so I knew where to do these ones here for the bottoms. They were a little confusing for me. You kind of make a V going in opposite directions of each other. So what I did also is I took my saw and I cut out a line in here in the back, and that's going to be my groove that I can hopefully keep the model at, or sorry, the line. It'll keep it steady. So what I'm going to do here is let me just make sure I got this right. Yep, I do. So I'm going to just put this in here first. So better just start with the, oops, it's not quite clear. Let me just make sure the other one, no, the other one's not clear either. Okay, we're set. Let's put this in. Oop. This is going to be very hard for me to show. There we go. I'm actually not really pulling it through. I was just stretching it there. Okay. let's hopefully figure this out. Let's hope I can do this. So what I want to do, I kind of want to stretch it. I'm going to take a little super glue. By the way, this stuff reacts very quickly to super glue, so be very careful with that. I'm going to put a little dab of it. Let's be a little bit more on there. And there. So I'm kind of stretching it. Now, I don't know. Yeah, there it is. That means the glue's got it when it kind of curls on its own there. Oops, lost it. Let's try again. What I need to do is hold it. Now, I don't know how this stuff works on regular styrene cement. They say in the instructions to use super glue. I'm just going to use these nail clippers. Hopefully, yes, there we go, we did it. Okay, now that's going to dry. I'm just going to press down on it a bit. Alright. I'm very happy with that. Okay. Good. So we got the first bottom one there secured. That's what I really wanted to do. So let's take this out. I'm going to pull it a little. Gonna have to attach it onto there, but what I'm going to do is thread it through the bottom hole here again. Like that. This is so hard for me to do on a camera, so I hope you guys will be forgiving of this. So let's add a little bit on the top here. It's kind of interesting on the wing nut kits. They're quite, that's what I want to use. They're quite kind in making the kit for anyone who wants to rig it. Oop. But this little Airfix guy, it's not quite the same story, I'm afraid. They didn't. There we go. They kind of did with making these pins on the side so I could have the holes in there, but it's not, you know, by making those little notches there, it's not quite the same. It's not quite as nice as the wing nut kits. So that's going to stay, I hope. And again, I've got the nice tension on there, which I'm very happy about. So hopefully I don't need to worry about it later. Also, I just wanted to mention this one here in the front goes from here to the fuselage. I had to drill the holes for it. There's nothing for those. So, and all I did was drill the hole, put the stuff in with the super glue. I threaded it through the hole again. Again, it's mostly me making stuff up. It's not accurate by any means. It's all kind of clumpy and it does look a little congested. You know, when you look at that, you can see the threads pulling through. It doesn't quite look as nice as you would as you would want, but for what I'm concerned with, it's going to be about the best that I can do in such a small scale. I know a lot of you are going, that's not good enough, that's not good enough. Well, there is an alternate solution to that. You can go and buy the kit yourself, and you can do it. I believe in you. I'm not trying to show you how it's done. I'm just trying to do it. So here I'm pulling it nice and tight. And this is going to be the exact same process for the last ones there. And then I'm going to have to go and airbrush touch-ups on the bands there. That's going to be a bit of work actually. So there we go. And let me see if I can do it. So you don't need to pull it like super tight. Just you know, tight enough so you don't need to, so that looks good. So there you are. Again, it's not the most perfect, but for me right now, that'll do, pig. That'll do. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of them here. And this again is Easy Line, made by Berkshire Junctions, right there. And you can find this quite easily on eBay. You can go to berkshirejunction.com. And this is amazing stuff. They have other versions. They have it in silver, they have it in green, they have different sizes. But it's so awesome. I love it. So I'm quite happy. I'm really happy with how the rigging is looking, because this was the one thing I was like, forget it, I won't do it. But after buying this Easy Line, it does make things easier. A lot easier. I don't feel stressed at all with this, again, with my clumsy fingers. So yeah, I'm just going to do the last one I'm going to do is these ones right here on the outer wing. And then it's time to airbrush and clean this up a little bit more. And I'm getting very close to being done. So I'm pretty excited. Alright everybody, it is done, and I gave it a flat coat. I was a little curious to see how flat would react to the rigging. Does nothing to it, so I'm quite happy about that. This is a very well put together kit. Airfix did a really good job engineering this thing. I had way too much fun doing this. which was a good thing. It was a little, I thought it would be more complicated than it actually was. It was actually a very, very simple kit. I'm trying to think of anything that I didn't like on it, and to be honest, I don't think I can find any fault with the kit except for the decals on the bands here. By the way, I used P3 Hearthfire for touch-ups, and it worked quite well, especially after a flat coat. I should have had a little lighter, added a little white in there, but you kind of have to look for it in order to see it. But I think it looks pretty good how it is. It's a very fun model. You got the nice propeller and everything spinning in there. I made the hole here too big, so it does wobble around, unfortunately. But it looks pretty good. Again, the detail is very nice. Interior detail, it's there. It's pretty bare because it's World War I. But it looks great when you see it there. And the pilot would look pretty good, but sorry, I'm not one to add pilots. I don't know why. It's not my thing. I'm neither for nor against them, but when I see them, but in my own models, I'm kind of like, I like them off. But the thing that was the huge saving grace was the easy line. That stuff was so much fun to use, and it made everything go by just so quickly. It's such nice stuff. I can't tell you how just nice this is. And I just had a lot of fun doing this. So I might do a couple more like World War I aircraft in the future. Not necessarily right away, but it definitely made me want to build more, because you get this really nice rigging, and my dumb fingers, I'm not going to break it off, which is quite a relief, unless I really stretch it or something stupid, which that still could happen. The decals were very, very nice. Took a while to get them to lay down flat. The big Velcro on the wings there, they took a little bit longer. I think I could have had a bit more of a glossy surface, and that would have helped out on that front. But it is a bit small, so bear that in mind when you're building it. It does feel a little fussy at times. I do not recommend this for anyone as a beginner kit. So if you've never built a model kit before, I do not suggest you start with this one. It might be a little off-putting. It's a bit difficult in some of these smaller pieces, and you do need to be a bit more delicate with them when you're putting them on. But again, all that being said, it's a very, very forgiving, very, 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 very good engineering and tooling behind this. So if you haven't already and you're thinking about it, go grab this kit. I think you will have a lot of fun doing it. I could go and build a second one. It's just that nice of a model. It could be a quick weekend build. You could even just take it a little bit further. But Airfix definitely brought something nice to the table with making this World War I aircraft. So definitely happy about this. Thanks again to Jerry for sending that to me ahead of time. They actually just got these in the store last week, and I just learned a little while ago there is an Airfix USA. They opened up a United States warehouse, and they ship to Canada. So now I can order them online. I can get them at the same time as you guys in the UK. So I will be up there now. That is to say, if they decide to ship enough of them to the United States warehouse, which maybe they won't. But terrific kit. It's such a fun model. I've really, really enjoyed this one. Airfix outdid themselves once again. Great. So thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you have enjoyed this video. Go check out the blog, rebelsatcloud9.blogspot.ca. There's a lot more pictures there. There's even the still gallery of the Eindecker that you guys just saw there. You can go look at the pictures in more detail. There's also inbox reviews. There's a ton of stuff on there. You can go check it out. Try and update that regularly. You can subscribe too if you want to catch more videos, and you can even leave a comment down below, and I'll do my best to reply to that as soon as possible. But in the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this. This is Rebels at Cloud 9. If I haven't taught you anything, at least you learned what not to do. I'll see you guys next time.